Burial, burial, burial is my school. Best education reservoir for young learners just like me. Burial,
Hello, lovely friends at home. Good morning once again, and welcome back to our lesson. Today we are going to look at basic science, and the topic we are considering this morning is Earth movement. Our topic today says what? Earth movement. Now someone will ask, does Earth move? The Earth move? Yes. The Earth moves. And we are not moving. Yes, we are not moving, but the Earth moves. Now when we are talking about the Earth movement, the Earth actually moves, and there are two types of Earth movement that the Earth makes. Earth makes two important movements, and that's what we are going to look at this morning. So the two important movements of the Earth are the rotational movement of the Earth and revolutional movement of the Earth. I take that again, that there are two types of movements the Earth performs. These movements are the rotational movement and the revolutional movement, and that's what we want to look at. Alright, the movements, as we have said, are of two types. Can you mention them for me? I've just mentioned them. Number one, I said the rotational movements and revolutional. These are the two types of movements the Earth performs or carries out. Now, this is what we are going to look at today. We will look at the rotational movements and its effects, and the revolutional movement and its effect. This is what we are going to look at today. Now, what do we mean by the rotational movement of the Earth? Now, when we talk about rotation, what do we really talk about? Rotation means spinning or turning at a spot. Do you get that? When you're talking about rotation, you simply put it spinning or turning as what I'm doing. I'm standing one place, then spinning or turning. That's what rotational movement of the Earth is. So the rotational movement of the Earth is the movement of the Earth on its axis. It is the movement of the Earth on its axis. The Earth actually moves. Now, what is axis? An axis is an imaginary line on which the Earth moves. It is an imaginary line, a line. So the rotational movement of the Earth is what? Is the turning movement of the Earth. It is the Earth moves on its own axis. It doesn't move away, but it's turning on its axis. That's what rotational movement of the Earth is. Now, the Earth made a complete rotation in 24 hours. Do you get that? The Earth completes one rotation in 24 hours. Now, the effect of the Earth rotation is the day and night that we experience. That's what the Earth movement, rotational movement is. Now, when we talk about the revolutional movement of the Earth, as the Earth rotates on its axis, it also revolves around the sun. So how does it move at a spot and also moves around the sun? Yes, as the Earth is moving around the sun, it is turning on its axis. Don't worry, I'm going to see that in a very short while. But before we go into a detailed illustration, we want to just look at write down what we have just said. Remember that the Earth rotation is the movement of the Earth on its axis. And we said that an axis is an imaginary line. It's the imaginary line on which the Earth turns or rotates. Then when we talk about the rotation, I have made a point that The Earth completes its rotation, make one complete rotation in 24 hours. That's one day. If you remember your time measure. Now, the effect of the rotations of the Earth is what brings us or gives us day and night. Because as the Earth is rotating, some parts of the Earth will face the sun, while some will be away from the sun. Now, the part that faces the sun, you do what? Have sunlight. While the one that is turned away from the sun, you have darkness, and that is night. Alright, let's write a little of what we have said. Alright. Yes, my lovely friends. Here we have a little note on the Earth rotation. Remember, I have said that the rotation, this is the movement of the Earth on its own axis. What is an axis, if you may ask? An axis is an imaginary line or around which the Earth rotates. So rotation means, I have explained that earlier, turning or spinning on the spot. The Earth, I have told us that completes or make one complete rotation in every 24 hours. What that means is this, that the 24 hours there, which is one day, is what the Earth uses to complete its rotation. That is turning, and we have said that the Earth rotates anti-clockwise. Please, if you are asked, how does the Earth rotate? The Earth rotates anti-clockwise. That is from west to east. The Earth does not rotate clockwise, rather anti-clockwise. You know what we mean by clockwise and anti-clockwise? Look at the face of the clock and see how the movement of the second, minute, and hours hand go. So the Earth does not rotate in that manner, but rather the opposite directions of clockwise. So that is what we mean by anti-clockwise. And this is why the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Thus, the Earth makes one complete rotation in one day, that is 24 hours. The effect of the Earth's rotation causes day and night. You may ask, or maybe ask, what is the effect of Earth rotation? The effect of Earth rotation is that it causes day and night. That is what we want to quickly look at here. Alright, friends, this is what we mean by the Earth rotation. Here is a globe. As you can see, you have a sunlight. Remember, in our last lesson, we have said that the sun does not move, rather the Earth moves. Now, as the Earth is rotating, the part of the Earth that faces the sun, you receive light. While the part that is turned away from the sun, you have darkness, which is night. So this is what we mean by the effect of the Earth rotation causes day and night. Because as the sun stands still in its position, the Earth is moving. So as the Earth is moving, turning, that is rotation, parts of the Earth will have light. Some parts will not have light. So the part that receives the sunlight, that is the part that will have day. While the part that is away from the sunlight will be darkened, and that is night. Alright, this is what we can just show to show our lesson. This is what we can use to show the effect of Earth rotation. Now we move down on to the second part of the Earth movement, the Earth revolution. Thank you. Alright, my lovely friends, we are talking about the Earth movement. Here is the second part of the movement as performed by the Earth. That the revolutional movement is what? The movement of the Earth around the sun. Now I have said earlier that as the Earth rotates, the Earth also revolves around the sun. Now here we are saying that the revolutions of the Earth is completed in 1 year. That's 365 days. So if you may be asked, how long does it take the Earth to make complete revolution? So the Earth make a complete revolution in 365 days or 366 days in a leap year. Alright, what is a leap year? If you may be asked, what is a leap year? A leap year is the 4th year that has 366 days. Now the earth does not just revolve like that, just as the earth does not rotate like that. Remember, the earth rotates on its axis. Now when it comes to revolution, the earth revolves around the sun in what is called orbit. So the special part or indefinite part on which the earth revolves around the sun is what? Is called orbit. The earth rotates on its axis while it revolves on what? On orbit. Now we have said that the complete revolution is in 1 year. Now as the earth revolves around the sun, it makes some parts of the earth to receive more sunlight, as we have seen in our illustration. As the earth is moving, revolving around the sun, some parts of the world will receive what? Light, while some will have darkness. Now the effect of the earth revolution brings about the seasons of the year. What was the effect of the earth rotation? Do you still remember? It causes day and night. Now the effect of the revolution is what? It brings about the seasons of the year. But actually, how many seasons do we have? There are 4 seasons in a year. Now, the 4 seasons are not experienced by all parts of the earth. The 4 seasons are the summer, the winter, the autumn, and the spring. Now, what happens is this. It is the northern and the southern region of the earth that will experience these 4 seasons, while the eastern and the western region, in which are Africa, in fact, West Africa in particular, falls among this region, you have 2 types of season in a year, which are the dry season and the rainy season. So these are the seasons we have in this part of the world. Remember, it is not all. There are 4 seasons. I'm not saying that we have 2 seasons. There are 4 seasons in a year. Which part of the earth experience this or witness this 4 seasons? It is the northern and the southern region that experience or witness the 4 seasons, while the eastern and the western region will experience 2 seasons, which are the rainy and the dry season. Before we write a little, what is the effect of the revolutions of the earth? It brings about the seasons of the year. Alright, friends, we have talked about the seasons of the year as caused by the revolutionary movement. And here are the 4 seasons: the summer, autumn, winter, and spring. Remember, I have said that not all parts of the earth do experience these seasons. It is only the northern and the southern regions of the earth that will experience this, while the western and the eastern part of the earth or region will witness 2 seasons, which are the rainy season and the dry season. We talk about a leap year. Please take notes. I said earlier that a leap year occurs every 4 years. As well, like this year, this our 2020. Now, when you count 4 years from now, this year is a leap year. If you count 4 years from now, that's when the next leap year will occur. And that year will have 366 days. Alright, before we call it a day, we just want to take a few questions for our assignment. But it's surprising that those of us in Beryl International School, Calabar, have not been submitting, grade 4 in particular, have not been submitting the assignment. Please, I look forward to receive your assignment. Thank you. Alright, my lovely friends out there, here are a few questions we have to take home today for our assignment. Please, as I said earlier, I am looking forward to receive assignment. We have not been trying. Please, try and take your study seriously. By submitting your assignment, that will encourage me to do more and to show that you are out there for me. Alright, in today's lesson, here are the few questions for our assignment. Number 1, define earth rotation. Number 2, the earth rotates on its, what does it rotate on? Number 3, what is the meaning of earth revolution? Number 4, the earth revolves around the sun on its dash. Then the last question for the day says, day and night is caused by dash. friends, with this we come to the end of our lessons for today. But before I go, I want to appeal to our esteemed parents out there. Please, encourage these little ones to do the assignment as to get us the feedback and encourage us to do the more. God bless you. For today, it has been an interesting moment. And with this, we've come to the end of our lesson for today. I am Mrs. Bassett. I say bye for now.